Hi there. So today I'm going to share with you 3 ways that you can build a sense of community in your business. As a leader, you might think, well, should I really be worrying about building community in my business? Isn't my job to cast the vision and let my managers run things and just kind of be the person who guides the ship? Well, yes, that is definitely your role as the leader. But today I want to challenge your thinking a little bit because leadership also involves something else that you might not have thought. It involves building community in your business. And so, what I want to share with you today is how that shifted kind of the whole vibe and energy in our company. We really started focusing on building a community in our business. There was this divide. It was them and us. It wasn't working together. And so that was something that we really wanted to change because it felt like we were kind of all working towards our own set of goals. And I'm just here for my paycheck, and I'm a technician, it's not my job to do that stuff. Or I'm phone sales, so I don't do this or that. And I'm the owner, so why should I do this or that? So it had to change because in order to really build a place that people wanted to stay long term and build a career or be with us more than 6 to 8 months, we needed to shift our thinking from that us versus them mentality to we're all in this together, and this is a place that we're all working to make into something great that can help a lot of people and create a lot of jobs. And so, one way that you can do that is by making your business a small community for the people who work there. So, if you think about it, people spend more time at your business than they do with their families. They're there, you know, from 7:30 in the morning. Sometimes our technicians had to work a little late, our traffic was heavy, maybe they didn't get home until 7:30 at night. That's a long time to be with your coworkers and be working in the There have been lots of studies done on what people look for in a job or in a business that they're going to work for and what's important to people when they go to work. And one of those things that stood out to me when I first started hearing this whole concept was that people were looking, they had a longing for belonging, and they wanted a place that they could feel like it was a community. They were looking for somewhere with a tribe, with a village of people that they could not just work with, but also do life with. And so I'm not saying we get overly familiar with, our team members, because all of the other things still apply. We still have to have all of our systems and our trainings and our policies and procedures in place. And we need to be able to talk to people when they need to be reprimanded or they didn't do something that they should. But what I am saying is that there's a balance there that us as owners and leaders in the business, we can identify where that line is, and we can still build a sense of community and a village for our employees to feel comfortable and confident and love coming to work, and still be able to hold them accountable when we need to. Now, that line is going to be different for everyone. There were times where I crossed it and I got too comfortable with people. And then when I did have to talk to them, it was very difficult, or I let them get away with more than I should have. So it's up to you to determine where your level of comfortability is and, get a gauge for what your level of that is. Because for me, it might be different than it is for you. So, whatever that is for you, figure it out, because once you can build this community and this village in your company, things will shift. People will start to stay longer. They will talk so positively about you in the community. They will want to wear your swag out and about in the community. On the weekend, they'll be out with their friends talking about their job and be positive, and then their friends will want to come work for you. So, by building this community and this village that they feel good about, it's going to have a lot of other long-term positive effects. So, today, these 3 things I want to share with you are some things that we actually did in our own business that started to really make a difference for us and shift that thinking and also the feeling that our employees and team members had. So let's get right into it. Number one is that I want you to think about how often you meet with your team. So this is one of the first questions I have with a new coaching client that comes on to our coaching program. It's just something that I feel is very important in your business is to have daily or weekly meetings with your team. We did daily meetings. Here's why I think it's important. So there was this time in our business where a guy came in to work for us. He had not been working there very long. I think he was in his first 90 days. And he was just in this like really bad mood. I don't know what was going on with him, but he came in and he started to like get stuff together, and we were kind of all going in and sitting down in the conference room for our morning meeting. And I don't think he even came in because I feel like my husband had to go and like track him down and see where he was. And he just was in this bad mood, right? Well, we ended up, I think we ended up sending him home that day because we were like, you can't go out and service our customers in the frame of mind like that you are, because they're not going to have an outstanding service experience by you going out like this. So I'm pretty sure we ended up sending him home. But the point of that story is that had we not been having our morning meetings, our morning huddles, we might not have known that he was in that frame of mind. And then he would have been out all day. Who knows what could have happened? I'm sure our clients would not have had an outstanding service experience, but maybe the vehicle would have been treated poorly. Maybe he would have driven fast or in a kind of in a rage or something. Who knows what could have happened by him being in that mentality. So by us having our daily morning meetings and being there and seeing the vibe and the energy of everyone, we had more control over the experience that they were delivering out in the field. So I encourage you to think about how often you meet with your team. Are you meeting with them ever? Some people that we work with don't ever have meetings with their team, and it's one of the first things I encourage them to do is to at least try to start with once a month and then bring it to once a week, or just jump all in like we did and start having a morning huddle every day. It doesn't have to be long. Sometimes ours were like 5-10 minutes, and you can share just a positive thing with them. You can do a little sales training very quickly. Our meetings were, we trained them on a lot of things: selling, add-on selling, customer service experience, how to talk to clients. It was just a great time for us to build camaraderie with the team, because we would also do a little role playing sometimes for sales and customer experiences. And it just really built a good sense of community and camaraderie because everybody is there together in the morning. We're taking control of the energy that they have before they go out into the field or start answering phone calls or visiting referral partners with marketing. And you can just have more control over how they are starting their day. Like with that guy I mentioned, we took that control and we're like, no, no, we can't even shift your energy today. So you just go home, right? Or maybe it's not that bad. Maybe they're just maybe it's Monday morning and people are dragging, and you can start, all right, guys, let's get ready to go. So you can bring that energy up, help their rate of vibration get higher into a frame of mind where they go out there and serve the client with a better experience. But also what we noticed was that people got to know each other better, because you can also do icebreakers. You can have them share something from their day, or we would do shout outs for each other. Does anybody have a positive shout out for a team member or a client testimonial that someone shared with you, something that happened in the field or personally that they wanted to share? And so we got to know each other better, and it just really helped that sense of community and them starting to feel like they're friends with each other, and that we actually like you, we care about you, right? We're putting this time and energy into spending time with you in the morning before you start your day so that we can get to know you better and help you grow as a person. And what's really cool is, if you can't tell, I'm very passionate about morning meetings. But what's really cool is that you can also start to have some of your team members do the meeting for you. We had a structure system that they could follow with like what to talk about, but some people who were starting to show some interest in becoming managers or leaders in the company, we would have them put together a meeting. And that was really cool because maybe they could share something that they learned, or it was really cool to hear them get up there and kind of like be a mini you and give some instruction or some sales advice. Or for instance, if someone was doing really good with their add-on selling that month, we might ask them, hey, what are you doing this month? What have you been saying out there in the field that seems to be working for you? And so we would have them share with the team. And then that made them feel really good because, oh yeah, thanks for number one, recognizing that I'm doing a good job out here, but also number two, having me share it with my fellow workers so that they could benefit and hopefully bring their add-on selling up too. So meeting with your team is so important, and I do really feel like it made a big shift in the community feeling of our company. And so I highly encourage at least once a month. If you can do daily, amazing. Once a week is good too, but just figure out what works for you and what works for your business. So, the second thing I want to mention is feed your team. Yes, feed them. There's that old saying, a way to a man's heart is through his stomach. Well, I feel like the way to my my heart is through my stomach too. I love to eat. Most people love food and they love to eat. And there's just a feeling that happens when we eat together. Whenever we become friends with people, hey, do you want to come over? We'll have some food. Come over, we'll have a barbecue. I'm making dinner. Come on over. Or when you get together with your family and friends, you usually eat and break bread. Well, there's a reason for that. It's because it puts you into kind of this like feeling of comfortability. You're relaxed. Everybody's just kind of sitting there, relaxed, eating. We're feeding our stomachs, nourishing our stomachs. But the conversation that happens is that you also nourish the soul. So people are going to open up, they're going to share, and it just puts people at kind of like this level of ease, and they're comfortable, and there is just this feeling of like reciprocity, right? I'm feeding you, I care about you, and now they're gonna feel like I want to care about you and help you. And so I definitely am a big believer in feeding the team too. So how do you do that? Well, in those meetings. So we're back to the meetings. So bringing food every day is hard and it can also get costly. However, we had a once a week, a little bit longer of a meeting because those daily huddles were, like I said, 5 to 10 minutes. But we had a once a week, a little bit longer of a meeting that was like 30 to 45 minutes where we covered other material, maybe a bit longer of a training session or whatever it was. It was longer. And so that was the day that we brought breakfast for the whole team. And I loved it. So when we were real heavy involved in the business, especially at the early days, getting things going, I would cook. I would cook pancakes, I'd cook waffles right in front of them and serve them up to them. And they loved that. Well, as we grew and, we stepped away from the business more, we actually still liked going in on that Wednesday morning meeting because I liked cooking. I like cooking in general, but I liked cooking for them and making them food and bringing them food. And I'm going to put a couple of pictures in here of some of the times that we ate together. And there were just really fun times. And so we would have all the food laid out in the kitchen. And I made it a point of going in there and kind of being in that energy when they were like getting their food and all that stuff. Or if they were out getting their trucks ready, I'd go out there and say, hey guys, come get your food. I've got breakfast ready for you, and hype them up. The day before, I would send a message in the evening of what we were going to have. Hey, we're having breakfast bagels tomorrow, bagel sandwiches, or we're having French toast tomorrow, guys, come hungry, stuff like that. So they looked forward to it. It was nice. And it was just a really good feeling and a good energy of being together, and we're all eating together and sharing a meal. So look for ways that you can do that. Another side note is that sometimes if they would hit a goal, for instance, we would have a monthly sales goal, and if they all hit it, of course they would get their bonus. But sometimes I do something a little extra. Like there's this lady in the town here where we live, and she makes these really awesome, like huge cookies, like this big. And so, a couple of times anytime that she was around or near, they would love her cookies, right? They're called Bite Me cookies. And so if they hit their goal, I would have her, hey, let me get however many cookies I needed. And they were each individually wrapped. And I would put a sticker on the front that said, you're awesome, or something like that. Great job hitting our sales goal. Just as a little something extra. And that didn't cost that much money. Cookies, sweets, candies, stuff like that is not that expensive, but it just shows that you thought about them and that you cared. So, again, that second one is feed your team. And then the third thing I want to mention is just so simple, but it's often overlooked, is just talk to them. Just talk to the team. These are your employees. These are people that you brought into your village. You brought them into your community. So talk to them, get to know them. What are their likes? What are their interests? What did they do this weekend? What are their hobbies? Do they have a family? Do they have kids? How old are the kids? Different things like that can really make a difference for people. And again, it doesn't have to take a lot of time. I would do a lot of that on that Wednesday morning because once our company got turnkey and we weren't there every day, the only time I got to interact with them was when we were there for our managers meeting, which was usually on a Wednesday when there was food. And so I'd go around and just chit chat with them and get to know the new ones or find out what's going on with some people who've been working there for a while. So just talk to them, get to know them as people, show an interest, let them know that you care, ask them what their goals. And if you watched our video about developing leaders, I'll maybe put that as the next watch for this one. But one of the things that you can look for in developing your future leaders in your company is asking them questions and look for what they respond with. What's your goal? What do you want to be when you grow up? That kind of stuff. Where do you see yourself in the next couple of years? You want to continue working here, or do you have other dreams, goals? You can ask them, and that will help you also identify people who do want to move up in the company. So all of these things are just going to create that feeling in your business that this is more than just, I'm not just a number here. Yes, we have policies, procedures, systems in place that we follow. We are a business at the end of the day. We're here to make money and serve our clients well. But this is also a place that, listen, me as the owner, I know you're here all day, every day. I know that you work really hard. And listen, I care about you as a person. Here, I want to take care of you. I want to know about you and feed you and all that stuff. So it just really creates a sense of community and feeling for your team members. And so I highly encourage you to do those things. Meet with them, hopefully on a daily basis. If not you, your management team and the leaders in your company. And the second one, feed them. Create ways that you can bring in food and take care of not just their minds, but also their bellies and their hearts, because that's what you're doing. And then the last one is talk to them. Just talk to them like people, just like they're your friends. Ask them questions. And those are ways that you are really going to see the results are that people will stay longer. They will talk to customers about your company in such a way that you'll be surprised when you hear the feedback. I want to share another example with you. And this has happened on more than one occasion, but one guy really stands out to me. We had this guy named Andy who worked for us, and he was just so positive and he loved that we cooked for him. And so on Wednesday mornings, sometimes he would, we would have clients call and say, wow, that guy did a really good job. And by the way, he said that his boss cooked him pancakes this morning. And he was just so thrilled that you guys do that and you take such good care of your people. And so, I mean, you watching this video, you know how amazing it feels when somebody brags on your company and brags on your team. But when it comes from the employee themselves bragging on you and your company, that's a whole different layer of like warm, fuzzy feelings. It just is different because these are the people who sometimes you think, do they care? Are they going to stay? Do they like it here? Are they out there doing a good job? All that stuff. So when you get that kind of feedback, that is really like, I think, over the top. Taking care of the customers is amazing and getting that feedback. But when your team gives that feedback too, it's just even really incredible. So those are the kind of results you'll get if you try to implement this community feel in your business. So, are you already doing this? Maybe you are. What are you doing that creates a sense of community and that village vibe in your business? Share it in the comments because I would love to hear it. This is a passion of mine. I love hearing what other businesses are doing in order to make it feel like that. And then, if you would love more information on building your business and putting systems and policies and procedures in place, and also just developing yourself as a leader and your team, go ahead and visit our website, which is skilllevelup.com. And we're going to send you a free ebook. It's called The 5 Secrets of a Phenomenal Business. And it is the book that literally changed my business life and the way I look at business. And so just go there, and that's our free gift to you just for watching and being a subscriber here on our channel. And I would just love to share that with you, and you'll find lots of beneficial information. So that's it for now, and I hope you have a fantastic day.